Okay. Also, um, Starknet development tools and frameworks. Starknet development tools and frameworks. So, what is it about? We all know that for us to begin developing in any, especially when it comes to the blockchain environment or ecosystem, you need to have some necessary tools for you to be able to develop or build what you call smart contracts or even front end integration with it. For Ethereum, we know we need things like Solidity, you need Foundry, you need or hard hats. So for Starknet, well, we need the programming languages for Starknet is called Cairo. So you use Cairo to build on Starknet, and the reason Starknet chose Cairo is simple. I mean, it's a better in quotes a better development tool when it comes to building smart contracts, especially when you're on the lookout for things like security, ZK proofs, and all those things natively embedded into it. Unlike Solidity doesn't have some of those things, so you have to be working with some libraries or frameworks or importing some things. But Cairo programming language has some of those things like ZK, that's zero knowledge proof, and all those things embedded in it natively. So you don't need to be importing and working with that. So that's basically, and it's faster. So and Cairo, it's like an offshoot. Will I use the word offshoot of Rust? So Rust is like the parents programming language so you will see a lot of similarities between Rust programming language and Cairo. So Cairo was built off the back of Rust, kind of, because you will see a lot of similarities with it, how implementations are done and all that. That's for those that have played with Rust before. So today's agenda will be doing a quick overview of Starknet, Cairo, the core development tools, Scarb and Starknet Foundry, and DevNets, and then tools for coding in Cairo, and then smart contract development tools, DApps building frameworks, blockchain interaction tools, AI development, and then we'll do Q&A. But if you're confused or if you need clarification, please do well to um, just raise up your hand, like I said, so that I'll clear your doubts before we move on to the next topic on the slide or the next agenda. So the overview. So people were already told Cairo is a programming language designed to leverage the power of mathematical proofs for computational integrity. Yeah, and basically what I said, um, things like ZK proof and all that, cryptographic computation and all that. Cairo does that well. So it just made sense for Starknet to be able to or to want to use it, because that solves a lot of problems for them instead of having to be working with third-party frameworks or tools. So that's what basically Cairo is. People who already did this, so no need to talk about it much. Yeah, so it creates provable programs, runs on top the Cairo VM. So we all know that for Starknet, Cairo is the programming language, and then we'll have the virtual machine which the Cairo programming language runs on, which is called the Cairo virtual machine. And like I said, it's the syntax is inspired by Rust. Everything is similar. If you've built on Rust before, Cairo is not going to be a problem. So, and if you're building on Cairo and then eventually get to Rust, you will see a lot of similarities with their syntax and everything. So that's it about Cairo. And then what is Starknet? I mean, we all know what Starknet is already. It's a validity roll-up, a layer 2 built on top of Ethereum, and then, I mean, enabling dApps to scale massively without compromising the security of your dApps. So basically, that's what Starknet is all about. And aside the whole security and all that, I mean, they have one of the lowest fees, very fast when it comes to transaction speed and all that. So yeah, Starknet is very exciting when it comes to security and speed of execution, and then low cost, because the one of the main focus now, as the whole blockchain space is beginning to expand, and then as a developer, you when you're building dApps or building stuff or tools, you always look at the transaction cost, which is the fee you pay for gas, your gas fee you pay. And it's a very important thing you factor in when you're building, especially on a blockchain or on a particular blockchain, because when your users begin to use these things, these are the things they look out for, and nobody wants to lose so much money just to try to transact. People look out for it, and that was one of the major problems L1s like Ethereum has had over the years. I mean, when you want to do a transaction, the gas fees are almost suicidal, and a lot of people are running away from interacting with it. And if not for the L2s, I doubt if a lot of people will use Ethereum for building dApps, because it's going to kill them, kill customers financially and all that. So yeah, so those are some of the things Starknet offers. So these are some of the things why Starknet: high throughput, fast processing time, like I've already said. So no need to talk much about that. So the Starknet development ecosystem, what is it about? What does Starknet as an ecosystem offer to you as a developer? So when building on Starknet, there are various things Starknet offers, and I'm sure some of you or most of you have gone through the Starknet website itself. So you can build core development tools, infrastructure tools that are at the infrastructure level now to interact with the blockchain. You can build dApps. So they have dApps building libraries, they have interaction tools, they have AI integration, they have language support tools, smart contract frameworks. So these are like the major things Starknet offers. Let me talk more about AI integration, because it's like kind of the new thing that is trending in the blockchain space. We've already seen how to use blockchain for dApps development. So now the latest conversation is, how do we integrate AI into blockchain? How do we marry these two technologies? Because these are two different trending technologies. They are reigning. That's blockchain and AI integration. So how do we marry this? And so this is what has been all through this year, from late last year till now. The conversation has been AI integration, and so a lot of blockchain companies or protocols, as we call them, are trying to see how developers building on their platform seamlessly can integrate AI to probably dApps they are building, or even infra tools they are building. And like Boss Lucky said while we were conversing, some of you are already going to be participating in the Starknet hackathon. So you're going to be seeing categories for AI. So some of you should, or if not, that some of you are already thinking towards, okay, what projects will I build? Some of you should be thinking towards, oh, how do we integrate AI to blockchain? How the best use cases? So people are already doing such things like AI agents and all that. So Starknet already has tools or frameworks that you can just plug and play into your this thing. You don't have to build your AI agent from scratch. All you just need to do is use frameworks that are already existing to do that. DApps building libraries, we already have things like your Wallet Connect. I'm sure you have you've heard about, or you were taught about Agent, Bravos, even MetaMask now. You can use that. So those are some of the DApps building libraries that enables your interaction with the Starknet blockchain. You even have scaffolding tools that you can use to scaffold your DApps front end. So you're building a DApps, you don't need to create a front end. You just run your code, run a command, sorry, and then it scaffolds a front end and including a smart contract for you. A smart contract, those are empty folders and files now for both front end and smart contract folders that you can just work with instead of you having to do it yourself and getting confused and getting mixed up. So these are some of the things the Starknet ecosystem has been able to provide. Like, it's a whole lot. If you go to their website, you will see a lot of it in the documentation. They have documentations for it. So if I come here, okay, I'm currently in their docs. So let me just so if you go to starknet.io, it takes you to their website. And then when you go to developers, you see, so if you come to tools and resources, so yeah, so these are some of the tools, but no, I think I'm coming. There is a place where you would see a whole lot of their resources. No, ecosystem. Yeah. So you come to ecosystem, you'll see a lot of their tools. So DeFi dApps, RPC ecosystem project. So if you click on this ecosystem project, you'll see quite a lot of tools that you can use to build whatever you want to build. So let's say I'm building infra. I'll just deselect these ones. If I want to build infrastructures or tools, so these are different infrastructures that works with. So this API barra, for instance, is for when you want to build an indexer with Starknet, and then you see Cairo for running for programming. Then I think Calimero is like a decentralized P2P. This thing, see Chainlink. So this is where you come to when you want to, for instance, you want to build a particular project and you need the tools for, so infrastructure or tools for building that project. So for instance, if I want to build gaming, there is Dojo. Dojo is for building on-chain gaming. And then, so there are quite a lot. Foundry is for running Foundry on your system and then building on using Foundry. So you should go through this and then you just see the one that these ones are for getting your RPC URLs, like Infura and Juno. I think Katana is an indexer or stuff like that. And Lava Protocol too is where you can get RPC URL. So these are different. So this one, NFT scan. So if you want to track NFTs, maybe you're building something on NFTs, you come here. You have Open Zeppelin. Open Zeppelin is you want to build the ERC20 token or an NFT contract. So you use that. So these are different infra tools. And then if you want for DeFi, if you just hit on DeFi, it's going to show you different DeFi DeFi apps that you can interact with, or you want to integrate with your own DApps. So yeah, so that's just like a quick overview of what the Starknet tools are all about and this thing. So we're going to be going to the core Starknet developer tools now. And what are the core Starknet developer tools? For you to be able to run your Cairo program, you need to have Scarb. So Scarb is the package manager for Cairo. And if you have interacted with or you've created a project using on Cairo, you'll notice that you need Scarb. Scarb is like the most important core, one of the most important core tools you need for building your Cairo project or for writing your Cairo writing on the Cairo programming language or writing your code on the Cairo programming language. So this is an example of how a Scarb file looks. So the extension is TOML or TOML. So it's scarb.toml. And then normally when you build your project, you're going to see the name of your contract or your project, the name you gave it, and when you were initializing it or trying to create the project, the name you gave it. Then the version is always 0.01. That's the Scarb version. And then the dependencies. So if you have any dependencies, you have it's going to show there. So it's just a package manager that puts everything, your dependencies, your name, the version of your contracts and all that in one place. So yeah, so that's one important one. Another one we have is and we're going to, after taking you through this, we're going to install and set up a Foundry, a Starknet, what they call the name, a Starknet project, a Cairo project, using their docs. So you see how it works. And for those that haven't done that already, and then we have Starknet Foundry. So it's a complete toolchain for smart contract development. And then the nice thing about this Starknet Foundry is that so when you, and if you don't know before now, you all know that when you're building your smart contracts, you need to have what you call testing of those smart contracts. So you can't just build a smart contract and then deploy it, because you just write anything and then because the thing ran, it's compiled and all, you won't test. That's one big mistake you make as a smart contract developer. So most times, or all the time, or let me not say all the time, like majority of the time, because there are times that you just write and then you go to your what they call the name, Explorer page, for where you would see your contract and interact with it from there, and then you begin to figure out what's not working. But then when you're building a production ready DApps, you most likely what they call the name, have to write tests for it. And then Starknet Foundry or SN Forge, they already have cheat codes that you can just use that will make things easy for you for your testing and all that. And then you have SNcast, CLI for declaring, deploying, and interacting with your contract. And if you have not been told before, building on Starknet or deploying a contract on Starknet is quite different from, let's say, on the Ethereum blockchain, for instance, or using other L2s on the Ethereum blockchain. So for the others, you just write your deployment scripts and then deploy, and then your verification scripts, and then you verify your smart contract. But for Starknet, you have to declare before you deploy. So you create an account, you use that account you will now use to do the declaration and deployment and then interacting with the contract. So it's quite a different workflow. And some of the commands to, after you've probably built your smart contract and all that, some of the commands. So if you want to test, is SNForge test. If you want to build, is SNForge build, or SNForge B or T, like that. So these are some of the commands you'll be using when using Starknet Foundry. And then to deploy with SNcast, you do SNcast -- my account underscore account deploy -- account, then the contract name, and then the contract. So you will just use that to deploy. So these are some of the commands when using Starknet Foundry. And I'm sure some of you have used this, and then subsequently, I'm sure some of you will get to use it because you need to deploy these contracts before you're able to interact with them. So, core Starknet developer tools. Okay, we've gone through this. Sorry. So we have what do you call the name? Starknet Devnet. And what is a devnet? A devnet is like, so we have what they call a testnet, and then for Starknet we'll have what they call a testnet, and then we'll have a devnet. So a testnet is how will I explain this? A testnet is a test environment, but not within your local environment. So it's like it's a test environment outside your laptop or your local environment setting. So anybody can interact with your contract on the testnet. Anyone can see your smart contract if you deploy it and interact with it on the testnet. But for devnets are always used within your local environment. So it's an environment where, okay, I don't want to deploy it universally to the testnet where people will see and interact with it. I just want to do the testing and interaction within my local environment, my laptop, my computer, whatever device you're using. So you use a devnet. So the devnet provides you with dummy accounts. It provides you with dummy accounts that have some tokens in them, and then an environment where you can interact with your smart contracts or even your dApps. So that's what a Starknet Devnet is, and it's a core developer tool. So that's what the devnet is. I noticed that most people don't even use it most times. They just go straight to testnets. But it's important to know that you can actually use a devnet to simulate whatever you can do on the testnet, even before pushing it to the testnet. And instead of having to waste your time doing the whole deployment, declaration, and all that, and then trying to test, and then it doesn't work, you go back again, revert, do that. So, and then some of the codes for doing that is it's called Starknet Devnet, and then if you want a custom option, like maybe you want it on a different port and all that, so, and then you want a different account, because I think they're up to 10 or 20 accounts that they provide you with. So you can choose any of those accounts to use. So for the exercise, like I said, we're going to be doing an in-class exercise. So I want everybody to, I wouldn't want you to follow me, because if you follow me, you might get lost. But I want you to follow partially, and then also look at your navigate to their Starknet, to the Starknet website, and then we'll do the installation for Scarb. And then we're going to be quick about it, so that we would move quickly. So I'll be going to the developers, and then as a developer, you have to interact with, you have to learn how to interact with documentations all the time. So whenever you are interacting with any blockchain, you just go to their website and then go to the developers page, and then you see it. Guides, let me see, Starknet by example. No, this is not what I need. Core tools. So I'll go to tooling, and then so these are some of them. And so we're going to be interacting with Scarb first of all. So I'll be clicking on this, and it takes me to Scarb's page. Let me see. Go to installation. Yep. So there are different ways to install Scarb, and then when you read through the docs, you see it's Scarb, blah blah blah. Scarb is a native command line application that is available for Linux, Mac. So you can have it. You have it on all 3 operating systems, depending on which one you use. But as you all know now, it's not advisable as a blockchain developer to use Windows, because you could run into a lot of roadblocks while installing packages or even coding or running some packages. Yeah, so I know most of you know that already. And then so Scarb follows a bi-weekly release schedule. Each release may include few features and blog fixes and all. And if you're not sure you have Scarb installed or not, you can run Scarb version. So for me to check, I already have Scarb installed, but the first thing you do is you try to check if you have it. So you open your terminal, and then you just run this command, scarb -- version. And so for me, I have Scarb already. So it tells me that I have Scarb 2.10.1. And then the last update was, I think, 2025, February 20th. And then my Cairo version is the same. And then I have Syria. So I already have it, but I'll still go through the installation because I'm sure my version is outdated. So there are different ways to install Scarb. There is installing via Startup installation script, and then there is installation via ASDF. So ASDF is a CLI tool that manages multiple language runtime versions on a per project basis, while Startup is a tool that helps you to install all essential tools for Cairo development, including Scarb. So it only works. This one works only on Linux and Mac OS. So if I run this, or okay, so let me run the this installation here. Let me run this one because I think it was this one I used. Let me not go and break what already exists. So if I do this, I'll just copy. So they already have it as even a code, so you can just copy it. And then, so the best advice is please install your system's root environment. So I'm already in the root environment of my system. So I'll just do this. So it's updating very fast. So it's already added. So I already have it. So that's why most likely. So if you do the same thing, If you have it, it will, but if you don't, I guess it will take longer time. Then I'll follow the next one. So install the latest version. So I'll try to, okay, no, I'll do this second one to list the installed versions I have. So these are the installed versions that are available, I think. So these are all the available versions currently. I think so. The latest is 11 2.11.4, and then I want to install the latest. I'll just, but if I want to install specific, so there are different this thing, right? There are different ways. If I want to install the latest, which is the most updated one, I'll hit this command. And if I want to install a specific version, so probably I'm targeting version 2. Let's say 2.11.0. I'll just run this. I'll run this and then I'll remove this 4 and change it to 0. And then I'll hit enter, and then it will install that particular version. So depending on which one you want. And most times it's not advisable installing latest versions, unless because sometimes they could be unstable, have bugs, and it can become buggy. So it's advisable to always look for the most stable version of whatever package you're installing, so that you won't have those issues. So you can do your research to know whether if the latest version is stable, then fine. But if it's not, then you look for the most stable version and you install. So that's where this install with specific version becomes useful. And then so if you want to set it globally in your tools version, so this is what you do to set it up globally. So like I said, setting it so that it can be seen by, so if you create, maybe if you want to run your package now, if you want to run a project on your, and then you want to set it up in your documents folder or in another different folder, you don't have to start looking for. So if you don't do this, when you're setting up, it won't find Scarb. So that's where this particular command comes in, setting it globally. Okay, so no plugin name sets. So let me see. Okay, so let's see the guide to see why I'm getting that error. So okay, this is for Mac OS. Okay, so why is it not working? Install a version, which I did, and then okay, let me install this plugin and see. Or is it because I already have it? Let me install this plugin and see. Okay, so let me try again. No. Okay. Okay, so let me search for this. Why this is giving me this error. Copy, and then let me search. Okay, let me see. Let me install this version and see. Has anyone gone past this, or is only me that is, or people are having the same error as me? Please, if you're having the same error as I am, indicate. Oh, so it's only me that is having this error. Okay, nice. Sudo.
Jambos.
Alpha.
Yeah, it's like your ASDF is not installed yet.
Well, I get them now. Which is very strange. I recall, make I see if I go install them again. Sha. Let me just get started. So which one should I use?
Try ASDF-help on the terminal. Let's see something. --.
ASDF version. I'm coming. ASDF version. I get them. Or is it because I already have it? I have it installed. Is it because I already have Scarb? I already have it installed before. Because I already have this.
No.
Was any other person getting this error?
I think most of them have installed it, if I'm not mistaken. So,
But anybody that hasn't installed, anybody that is following my this are you getting the same error, or so that I will know whether it's because I have it before or not? No plugin name set. And Okay, so since I have it installed and it's telling me no plugin name set, so we're going to so let me prompt what they call the name. Let me prompt AI to see what's wrong. Um, oh wow. Let me try this command and see. Wow. So I guess the book is kind of outdated. So I guess the installation guide is kind of outdated. So you need to set it either to global instead of using that U command. So you guys should take notes just in case. And then for anyone that is interested, the person can actually raise a what do you call the name? Raise a PR or apply for an issue to change that command for that ASDF so that other people won't run into such errors. So yeah, so that's that for it. So where will I? Yeah, so I've installed the latest and yeah, so I think that's that for Scarb. So we already have Scarb. Yeah, we have Scarb installed, so we can actually confirm it. So we can confirm the Scarb version. So we have the latest version of Scarb. And you can see it's also updated Cairo version to the same. So so that's that for um installing Scarb. So now we want to install Starknet Foundry. So for us to install it, we'll just click on this link, the URL. It take us to the Starknet Foundry GitHub page, and then we'll come here, and then here we'll see the installation manual for installing Starknet Foundry. So click on follow the installation manual, and yep, we're here. So Syria, like you all know, Syria is I'm sure you have been told, Syria is the compiler for Cairo. It's called Syria. So first things first, they'll tell you to install this ASDF that was giving me issues, and then install Scarb. And once you do that, we would install sorry, give me 1 minute. Yeah, sorry about that. So where is this? Okay. Yeah, so we already have this installed. We have everything about Scarb. So we're going to do our Rust installation. So we're going to click on this. So that's what's left to that's where we need to continue next from. So we'll do this, and then we'll hit enter. Yeah, so there are three. So once we hit enter, it asks us what type of installation do we need. They proceed to the standard installation, customize installation, or cancel the installation. Please, we'll click the first one because, I mean, it's the standard. You're still new to it. You don't know what you're doing, so you don't go and touch something that will break. So you just hit enter to install the standard installation, which is the default one, and wait. And we need to be fast because we're going to be doing two sets of installation. So we'll be doing the installation for the smart contract and then the scaffolding, which will be needed for you to build your dApps on Starknet. So the scaffolding comes with your wallet connect, your your smart contracts, like I said, and also your front end. All you just need to do is change it. And I'm sure most of you are already conversant with building on Next or using Next.js framework because it was the front end was done using Next.js. So if you are not, you should start getting your hands dirty with it so that you would know how Next.js works. Why is this one taking long? I already have Rust now. So why is it doing like I've never installed it before? Okay, so we're done. So our next step in the installation is to check if we already have Rust or it properly got installed. So we'll do this by doing Rust C. So Rust C means Rust compiler, right? So that's what it means. And yeah, we have it 1.870. And then yeah, so now it's time to install Starknet Foundry. It's time to install Starknet Foundry. And so I'll be navigating to, I think, let me go to my documents. Let me make a new directory. what should I call this now? Starknet. Class. Let me just do this, and then I'll cd into it. And so I'm going to install this here. Paste. Plugin in Starknet Foundry already added. Okay. So, yep, I'm going to install it. Okay, so successfully installed. Yep. So we're going to do set a okay, yeah. So we're going to set the version globally. Oh, what's this again? Unknown commands. What was this error? Let me see. SDF global. These their commands, yeah. Yep. So SM Forge version. So let me check the version. Yep. So 0.43.1. Or you can also use SNcasts and check the version. It's the same thing. Any of the commands can work. So this is for those using Windows. We've installed Scarb. We already have our ROTC. Okay, this is for Windows installation. So yeah, we're done with the installation. So project okay, first step would found Starknet Foundry. So we can do this SM Forge new. So that's the command to set up a new this thing. This is the command to set up a project. So I can change the project name from hello_starknet to something else. So I'll leave it as this. And yep, it's creating. It's creating a new project environment for me. So it could be any name you choose. So, but this is like their demo. So you just follow it, and then you cd hello_starknet. Yep. So what's the next command? Yep. And then I'll just run this command tree. So it's going to list me all the current this thing files inside that project's environment I just created. So inside it we have our scarb.toml where I showed you an example, and then smfoundry.toml, then your source folder, your test folder, and then scarb log. So if we do this, let's open it on VS Code. We all have VS Code already, so I mean, it shouldn't be an issue for you. Although VS Code is one of the tools needed to build on this thing. I mean, there are other code editors, but you can use VS Code. So if you see it, this is it open here. Let me increase my screen a little bit. So if you notice, your Scarb toml, so you see, the package name was Hello Starknet. So if I had named it like Hello World or something, this is what would be the name, and then the version, and so the dependencies. So if you install any new dependencies, let's say you installed OpenZeppelin, it's going to fall under your dependencies. Under these dependencies tag or the table, and then these are different different things that has different. So your script, so where your script is sm the scripts command smforge script test for testing your scripts, and then the target, the compiler is set to true, and so yeah. So these are different. So if you mess with what's inside here, you're going to run into problems. If you mess with what's inside here, if you don't know what you're doing. So you already have an RPC URL for you here, Self. I think there's even the one for your DevNet, your RPC URL for the DevNet, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, so yeah. So these are just like the different things you need for your Starknet project to run successfully. And then you have your smfoundry.toml. So you have the toml file too. And if you're going to start writing your smart contract, you know where you're going to put it. So this is it. So the extension for every smart contract written in Cairo ends with the .cairo extension. So this is like the default or the sample smart contract that comes when you scaffold your SN Foundry, which is this. And so this is how a smart contract looks when writing Cairo. This is how the Cairo programming language looks like. And then this is the test script. So you see their tests. These are test scripts for this particular smart contract that was written. This is your Scarb log. So if so I think there is a command to run. So sm forge build to build the smart contract. Sm forge build. Let me see if it builds successfully. Oh, subcommand build. Let me see. Sn forge dash. I mean, it's SN cast, sorry. SN cast. Let me see. Oh, let me check it. Let me confirm. Okay, SN forge tests. So what's the command for building? Let me see. Let me run this command first. Let's see. SN forge tests. It's compiling. Why is it taking a long time to compile? So this basically the SM Forge test is to test your script whether all the parameters you put in your smart contract actually passes. So if you notice here, it's showing pass. So what's the test? Test contract, test increase balance. So did it work? Yes, it did. So it passed. And then this is another test. Test cannot so the test is cannot increase balance with zero value. So you are testing. So if somebody comes to try to interact with your smart contract and they want to increase their balance with a zero value, it should fail. And so the test is passing. So the person will not be able to do that with a zero balance. So it passed. And then you are testing to increase balance. Is it possible to increase balance on your smart contracts? It's also passing. So there are different test scenarios. So you're either testing whether a function is working as it should, or it should, and then whether it should break if somebody doesn't meet a certain parameter. So there are different test cases, and I'm sure in subsequent classes or in subsequent classes, you're going to see how tests are being written and is being done. But that's not for the scope of today. So yeah, so that's it for building or setting up your smart contract for start writing your Cairo test. Sorry, where is this? Yeah, sorry. So yeah, so that's that for setting up your environment to start writing your Cairo smart contract. Before I move on to the next, is there any question? Any question from the class? Is anybody having any bugs or had any issues trying to set up? Okay, so we're good to go. Yeah, so tools for coding, I think we just, so basically the tools for coding on Cairo, we have the VS Code Cairo extension. So yeah, we're going to talk about that. So we have a Cairo extension basically that helps you to fix and gives you quick fixes or formatting so that your code look your code base will look nicer. And I think we'll just go here and we're going to find it, tools for coding in Cairo. So we'll have the universal serial compiler, and then we'll have Cairo profiler. So this is a tool for compiling single serial files. And it's actually important to actually come to the docs to get extensions, please. Because especially in this Web3 space, it's been known, or yeah, like it's been known that hackers can actually infiltrate your smart contracts using extensions, or compromise your smart contracts using extensions. I think was it last year or some months back, there was this extension. I've forgotten the extension, but I think it's a Solidity extension where if you had installed it through your VS Code, it was compromised, and I think if I'm not mistaken, people's systems were already being compromised because of that particular extension. So it's very important to get your extensions from verified source. And anytime you're even installing an extension, please ensure that it's from the official account of the protocol or the project that built it, or from a verified person. Shouldn't just install any random thing. So this is the extension for Cairo, and you can easily come here to this place, this side, and then you just do Cairo. Once you hit Cairo, most likely it will be the first if it's the authentic one. So you see it's the first one. So these are different Cairo extensions. Please don't go and install anything outside what's Starknet Industries. Starknet Industries is like the official one. So I already have it because I've interacted with it before. So if you don't have it before, you will see install. and then you just click on install and it installs it for you. So this is the official Cairo extension to format your Cairo code. So this is one. There is a serial compiler. So if I click on this, it should take me to their GitHub, and then I'll find where. So you can actually install this, but I don't know if they have the extension. Let me see. Let me check it here on my VS Code. I didn't even spell the Assyria self. How do they spell it? Okay, SIE. Syria. Okay, they don't have it. They don't have it. So the only authentic, I think the only one I currently use is this Cairo 1.0, which, okay, it already comes bundled set with Starknet Foundry, so you don't need to install it. All this comes bundled. So this is a playground where if you want to experiment or play, improve your Cairo skills, you have this. And yeah, so these are different. So this one is another one. You get to do it. Use this one when you're interacting with the front end. This utils. So so Cairo is kind of different from Ethereum. So most times you have what they call felt 2.5, I think 2.5.6, and then the others. So most times you have to actually convert your text. So these are the different. So if I put hello, this is it in felt, this is it in hex, this is it in string, felt array, bytes array. And what this helps you to do is when you've written your code, your that's your smart contract, and then probably you wrote it in a felt, but probably you declared it as a felt. The what's the word now? The oh god, I've forgotten the word, but normally you have 32, U16, that's unsigned integers and all those things. I've forgotten the word we normally call it, but so you have a felt, unlike Ethereum that doesn't have it. So felt is a different what they call this name again. So you have felt, you have hex, you have strings, you have arrays. So if you declare probably your function as a felt, and you need to convert it. So this is like a converter to know what it's going to look like, because if you don't use this, trust me, you're going to have a lot of issues when you're interacting with the front end. I stumbled upon such kind of issues one time when I was doing this, and I had to use this to see how my code was being formatted, like from the smart contract. So when you put it as a felt and then you convert it, you will now try to see how it works. So that's that for when you're doing your front end integration. But this is another very helpful tool, these Starknet utils. Yeah, so that's that for using these tools for your smart contract interactions. And yeah, so smart contracts, yeah, so this is it. And I'm sure most of you have used OpenZeppelin. OpenZeppelin basically is just like a helper for building like your ERC20, your ERC20 contracts, your ERC7, 721, and then 1155. So when you come here, and you can also write your smart contract using Remix. So I'm sure some of you already use Remix. Some of you don't know about Remix, but Remix is another. It's like an environment where you can write your smart contracts on your web without having to use what they call the name. You're having to install all these Starknet Foundry that we did and all that. So you can use it. You can actually build your smart contract on Remix and deploy it on Remix. Most times to save time, especially when writing or participating in a hackathon, instead of having to build, then write a script for deployment, you can actually do all these things on Remix. So this is Remix. And if you want to build your smart contract, you just you come to your contracts folder. So these are all what they call it. These are all Solidity contracts already. By default, they already come with Solidity smart contracts, and the Solidity smart contract ends with so. So if you want to do for Cairo, I'm not sure. I've never done for Cairo, but I'm guessing it should be, if you end it with the extension, it should know that it's a Cairo smart contract. Let me see. Yep, it does. So it sees it as a Cairo this thing. And then you put in your logic, and then when you want to compile, you come here. I think you can change the compiler. So this is a Solidity compiler. I think we need to change it. At the custom compiler. Let me see. Okay. Yeah, you can change. Oh, they only have 2 languages here. So I guess you can find a way around this to work with Remix. So basically, Remix helps you to just make it like it's just a faster way of doing. Oh, okay. So you can use Starknet Remix plugin. So if I want to install a plugin in Remix, this is where you come to this place, the plugin manager, and then you just search for the particular plugin you are using. Stark. Okay, yeah. So see it here. So I think you need to install the Starknet plugin for you to be able to compile and use it. So once you click on activate, it pops up here like this. So yep. You accept. I'm accepting now. Sure. Accept. Okay. Good. So instead of you coming here, I guess, so this is for only Solidity. So if for Starknet, you have to install the plugin, and then if you want to compile the project, you click on the particular project that you've just written. I've not even selected, so why is it trying to compile? Maybe it's automatically detected the one I created. So you see, this is like, I think this is faster, right? Because if you've gone through the stress of deploying a contract before on Starknet, it's quite stressful. So, but you get to how to do all those things out through the docs. So these are like some of the things you need: the class hash. So you're going to put the contract name, the class hash. So normally when you declare before deploying or stuff like that, you need the class hash. And then you just click on deploy. And then you can actually interact. You can actually interact with the smart contract here. You can actually interact with it here. So yeah, so that's all you need to use OpenZep, use Remix, sorry. So this is all you need to use Remix to interact with Starknet. Let me leave. So you can actually, so you see why this their docs is very important, right? It helps you to know what you're doing very quickly. So for OpenZeppelin Zone, they just provide you with a wizard, like a window where you can So they have for different, if you see, they have for different programming language. They have for Stellar, Stylus, and Solidity. So this for Cairo. So if I want to build an ERC20 now, I'll just give it a name. So I can just give it my name and then the symbol. Pre-mint means how much do you want to mint at initial deployment. So is it mintable? Is it burnable? That's burning it, like taking it out of circulation, and then all that. So the licensing, is it open source? So once you do that, once you do all this, so this environment now just like kinds of pre-builds a smart contract for you. So what you will do next is that you just copy this and put it in your, so you can put it in your, so let's say you're building an ERC20 token using this thing. You can just do it here. You can come here and just copy and paste. So you paste it, and yep, you have your contract, and then you deploy it. Or you can do that on Remix too. So that's what this OpenZeppelin is. So you have for the ERC 721. That's this ERC 721 is for NFTs. ERC20 is for your normal regular tokens like your Bitcoin, your Ethereum tokens, your Starknet tokens. So all the tokens that you know that is like cash. So this is what ERC20 is. So they are under the ERC, they are under the EIP for ERC20, and then there is ERC 721. This is for NFTs. So if you want unique NFTs, you've heard of unique NFTs where it can't, only one person can have it. So that's ERC 721. And then the ERC 1155 is NFTs that multiple people can have it. So it's like ERC 1155 is like a merger between ERC20 and ERC 721. So that's what so it's an NFT that can be that multiple can have. I don't know of this account. I don't know what it does. Multi-sig. I think this is for multi-signatures. So more than one person being signatory to it. So I don't know. This is for a multi-sig contract. I think this is for an account contract, if I'm not mistaken. Creating an account contract. I don't know of governors. So you can play around with OpenZeppelin and see how it works. So these are the tools for writing Starknet smart contracts. So you can play around with it and see. So to the next like very serious stuff now, where we're going to get our hands dirty. I don't know if some of you have, or none of you have interacted with it, but so we're going to be doing tools for building Starknet DApps. So we have Starknet React, we have Starknet Scaffold Starknet, and then we have Scaffold Stack, and then Starknet Scaffold. These two are different front end, or no, different scaffolding these tools. You can either choose to use the one of Starknet Scaffold or Scaffold Stack. They do the same thing, but they have different interfaces, but it's visually the same thing. So like I told you about scaffolding, scaffolding basically scaffolds your front end and your back end. It brings them together. So instead of you having to build a front end alone and then build your back end folder alone, it just scaffolds everything for you. And then we're going to be playing around with it. We're going to use one of them, and then you can test the other one and then see how it goes. So it helps you with, like I said, with your wallet connect, your front end, and your smart contract, and then even with your DevNet environment. So let's go to this first one, which is Scaffold Stack. So, and they're all open source, right? They're all open source. So if I want to start scaffolding, I'm going to do this. I'm going to run this command, npx create stack at latest. So it's going to scaffold for me. So I'm going to go to where my project environment, I created that class. Oh, good. Yep. CD. Let me just go back one step. Yep. So if I do this, if I copy and paste this, and I hope you guys are following, because this is going to be unless you like building everything from scratch yourself. Like someone like me, I like having full control of what I'm doing, right? So that I will know what's where and where to touch. But if you're the type that likes to use scaffolds, then this can also work for you. So if I hit enter, it's going to start scaffolding. Okay, so I'll hit yes. All right. So it's asking me now, where do you want to install the new file? Choose the root folder or provide a new folder name. So do I want a new folder name? I'll put my new folder name. So I'll just do demo DApps. And then install dependencies, yes. And so it's creating, it's scaffolding everything. It's a lot of scaffolding to do because it's both the smart contract and the DevNet environment and all. So it's going to take quite some time. So you see all the things that ordinarily you stress yourself to install individually. It helps you to do it with just one command. So these are different. So to start the local development mode, you do yarn check, and then in a new terminal, you do window, you deploy your contracts. So these commands are very important, please. So these are the steps you use if you are going to start up the Starknet scaffold. So just to start, we'll do yarn chain. So you use the yarn command instead of npm. So open the first terminal. So if you notice, there is already a .git and all that. So make sure you remove it anytime you are trying to deploy. If not, and deploy into someone else's repo. So for you to see your main package, you open the packages. So for the packages, you see Next.js. This is for the front end, SM Foundry is for the smart contract. So for the smart contract, you can see everything already set up, even with a .env. So this is a testnet URL, RPC URL. And you know, if you're going to be interacting with blockchain, you always have your RPC URL ready. So you have your scripts. So these are your deployment script and verification script already scaffolded for you. Deployments, this is your deployment .mjs. I think I'm coming. There is this place where you can see, yeah, this one. That's deployment contract.cs. This is where you interact with your deployed contracts. So like I said, it might be a little bit confusing. You will have to go through it properly to be able to know how to interact with this. But I mean, it's easy. I think there is this there's this YouTube link that shows you how to interact. I don't know if I can find it, but let me check. Let me check quickly and then drop it in the group. So it helps you. It's a tutorial on how to help you interact with the Starknet scaffold. Yeah, this is it. So if you go through this, you'll see how to interact with it. I'll just drop this link here. I'll drop it in the chat. I think there are like three or four series. I think this was for their last winter hackathon that they did. So you can see how to use Starknet, this thing, scaffold. So let's run this command and see yarn chain. So if you want to deploy yours using the scaffold, you can actually go through that video and you'll see how it's done. No present version installed for, okay. Let me see, ASDF install Starknet Devnet 0.40. Okay, so let's run it again and see. Yarn chain. So you can see it's running now. So you can see it's, I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So there are about 10 addresses and account addresses, private key and public key. You can use any of them. So these are the class hashes of, I mean, this is it. So this is already running on your DevNet. So to deploy the smart contract, you do yarn deploy, but on another terminal. So you click on this, and then you do yarn deploy. So that's yarn this thing. Yarn chain helps you to run a local environment for a local testnet. I will use testnet for your environment or your local devnets, where instead of you having to deploy to the testnet and interact, you just do everything on your local environment. So that's what that one is for. And then you build and deploy your deployment scripts. You go through that video, YouTube link I sent. Through the video, you will see how to, if you've built your own smart contract, how to add it here, add it to this deploy script, and then run the deployment. This and deploys it to you for you on the devnet. So it helps you to do that. We don't have the time to do that now, and probably when you start writing your smart contract, or if you've already started writing your smart contract, go through the video and then you get yourself to know how to do that, and then you just deploy. So I'm waiting to deploy this, and then we'll run the front end and see how it looks on the front end. Okay, so it's trying to deploy the contract. So you see contract deployed at, and then deploy execution call. So all set up done. So the next is to run the front end. So what's the command for it? They said In another new terminal window, start the front end yarn start. So we're going to open another terminal and then we just do yarn start. Yarn start. So now that we've our devnet is running and then we've deployed our smart contract, we're going to see what it looks like on our front end. So open it. Okay, I already have something open, so no need to open again. Let me see. Oh, God. Let me run this here. Why is it taking so long now? Okay, so yeah, so this is how the front end currently looks like. So you have to do a lot of configuration. So and you have to know how to use Next.js. So if I click on this connect wallet button, like I said, they've already scaffolded everything. So these are the 3 wallets. So this is your agent, this is Bravos. They also have a burner wallet that has been scaffolded to work with the devnet. So if I click on this, so these are different accounts. These are the 10 accounts that were deployed on the devnet. So if I click on this now, it's going to connect. So you can see, and it's going to update it. So you see, this is the stack, amount of stack that I can use to interact with my dApps. So you do your modification of your this thing here. So this is faucet. This faucet takes you to Starknet faucets. I think, okay, local faucet, probably just for your devnet environment. You put your destination and then the amount you want. So you can add to this copy address. Let's try it. So destination address and then amount 1,000. So it's going to credit this. Should, so you see that's credited this. So if you have, so on this environment you don't need to worry about having to get testnet faucets that can be hard to get most times. You can have as many as you want for your test case to do your front end interaction, right? So so this is it about scaffold Starknet, and basically it's the same thing that. So this is the docs. So if you want to see more of the interaction, you can actually come here and click on docs. Click on docs. It takes you to the documentation where you interact. Probably see how you can build. Yeah, so see, this is it. Shipping your dApps, interacting with your smart contract. So you see here. So you can use this to interact with your smart contract. Like everything you need is here. Same thing for. So this is for scaffold stack. Then there is Starknet scaffold. Starknet scaffold is another scaffolding this but with a different. So their own is, this is how their front end looks. It's basically the same thing, but I mean different flow. They do the same thing. So you see. So you can check them out. And then we have Starknet React. So what is Starknet React? Starknet React is so React hooks for interacting with your front end. Let's say you don't want to use the scaffolds. So you can do this. You can build your own front end and then use Starknet React and then interact with your front end with Starknet React. Let's go to their web page. So this is the web page. So if you want to do your own interaction without them, so even your wallets connect, this is it. They have everything, getting started, wallets. So this is how you want to do your wallet connect if it's only agent and all. So they already have everything. Then with the hooks, smart contract hooks, wallet connection, connectors, helpers, RPC methods, and all that, Starknet ID. So that's what Starknet this thing React does. So get Starknet is for wallet connection bridging. I don't think I've interacted with this much. So well, yeah, so this allows Starknet DApps and wallet to seamlessly connect. So you can also use this for your wallet connection if you don't want to use Starknet React. So first of all, you install the package, and then so this is it, basically connecting, doing wallet connect and all that. And then Starknet Kit is another one for wallet connect. So this one is for your wallet connect. So you if you've worked with Ethereum, other L2s like Base and the likes, you will notice that they have things like Third Web, MetaMask, and the rest. But for Starknet, it's Agent, Bravos, they have Agent Mobile, and then they even have email. So email is where all those account abstraction things is where you connect your email address and it generates a wallet and ties it to your email address. And so, yeah, so that's it. So if I click on Connect Wallet now, so this Connect Wallet is even like, it simulates how it's going to look like when you connect it to your dApps. So you see Agent, MetaMask. So like I told you people earlier on when we started there, so MetaMask has been added. So Starknet has been added to the MetaMask list, or MetaMask has been added to the Starknet list of wallets. So you can actually connect MetaMask now on it. And so yeah, so this is it. If you don't want to build your own, and mind you, these other ones, where is it? These ones you can actually, this Starknet React, you can actually use it to, so let's say you don't want to use this Starknet Kits model, you can actually build your own model and how you want it to look, maybe tailored to your app, maybe the interface and all. So you can use that Starknet React to do it, and it will work for you. Maybe you just even want to only accept agents, you can use that for it. So which one again? Invisible SDK. So this one is a new one. So it enables users to interact with dApps using their email addresses, eliminating the need for seed phrases or private keys. A brief run through about it. So we all know that the whole topic now of blockchain is how to make user interaction or user experience seamless, and it's been very difficult for users to always have a very long seed phrases where they have to be storing it somewhere, or private keys where they have to be very careful. Now all you just need is your email address. So whenever you kind of lose your account, you can actually use your email address to recover it. So this Invisible SDK, if you want to build your wallet connect logic and all, and it's done by agents, so you can use this, right? You can use this for your wallet connect. So this is what it does for users. Sign up with an email, no wallet extension needed. So you don't need all those agent wallet extensions and all. complete seamless interaction. And then it's also self-custodial. So you're the one managing your stuff, uses Pascal, and therefore developers quick and easy integration to your dApps, section keys management, paymaster support, free account deployment. You will get to learn all these things. So some of you can begin to play with it, especially for the hackathon. See how you can use the invisible SDK instead of having to use Agent Connect. Just play with it and see how it works. I'm a fan of making user experience very easy and seamless. So I admonish you guys to explore that. So like I told you guys, Dojo is used for building games on Starknet. So there's another very interesting category or industry now booming, which is the gaming, on-chain gaming. And for Starknet, you use Dojo to build it. Dojo has its own wallet connect. I think what's the name of that? I think it's cartridge or something like that. So Dojo is used to build on-chain gaming. That's the framework you use. That's the tool you use for on-chain gaming. And so they have their own wallet connect logic. While it loads, let's go through. Then the Starknet web. Okay, I've never interacted with Starknet web, so let's see what it does. And then we have Chippy SDK. Chippy SDK is an open source developer toolkit that enables Starknet applications to create non-custodial wallets using any social login. Oh, okay. So you see, this is another one. So if you're not using Invisible, you can use Chippy. So to create a non-custodial that uses any social login. So you can actually use your Google, your Apple, your Telegram, or any social media accounts you have to create a wallet. And then it sponsors transaction via integration with AVN use Paymaster and build with their favorite auth provider. So, and with no black box. So yeah, it's Paymaster is like someone that pays on your behalf for your gas fees. So for those that don't know, so as you become more conversant with the industry, you begin to hear things like that, account abstraction, paymasters, and yeah, bundlers and all those things. So basically, it's just paying on your behalf. So instead of your users to pay gas fee, there is an account dedicated to doing the payment of the gas fees, where you put some amount of money dedicated to paying gas fees for your users. So that's what Chippy is for. So tools for interacting with Starknet. So what are some of these tools? So we have some of them. We have Starknet JS, we have Starknet.py, we have Rust. So they are different. So these are different programming languages if you want to interact with Starknet. We have the one JavaScript, which all of us use, which everybody currently uses now in this class. So if you're a Python developer and you want to interact, you can actually use it build a Starknet program or a dApps on Starknet using Python. You can do same for Rust, you can do same for Go, JavaScript, Swift, and that. And then the last but not the least, and I'm going to try to hit it. So this is Starknet Web, the Stack Web, where you can use it to do your wallet, connect, interaction, and all that. So this Dojo is refusing to open. I'm almost out of time, so I'll just use 5 minutes to talk about AI agents and then ask questions if anyone has. So yeah, so like I said earlier on, so the new concept now, or the new talk in town, is blockchain and AI. What is it about? So we have what they call AI agents, and you can actually build your own from scratch, but it's going to be time consuming doing it. And then resources wise, you might not have the good lab, you might not have a good laptop, or the laptop adequate enough to do it. So many of those blockers. So there are tools that you can use to create these AI agents. out of this tree, I've interacted with ELIZA like a lot. ELIZA is like, they call it an operating system for AI agents. So you can build virtually an AI agent on any blockchain. I think all the popular blockchains on any L2s, Ethereum L2, Starknet, using ELIZA, and these are some other ones too. I think these ones are majorly tailored for Starknet. This one is a generative AI agent for executing tasks across any blockchain. Oh, this one is any blockchain to serve, and or API, and then enabling AI agent to go beyond simple tasks and achieve complex and long-term objectives, such as on-chain gaming and DeFi strategies. Snack too is another tool for creating AI agents that can interact with the Starknet blockchain, supporting multiple AI providers. So normally when you interact with AI agents, you have multiple providers. You have OpenAI, you have Anthropic, you have Google Gemini, you have Olama. There are a lot of them. So building AI agents is like bringing your AI providers and then making it to work with the blockchain. So basically that's what it does. So and then ELIZA does the same thing, right? So this is for the ELIZA. This is to install ELIZA, but let me go to their main page. I don't want to install ELIZA. Let me see this. I don't know. Dojo is refusing to open, probably because I don't know why. But just have in mind that it's for gaming. So if you're into on-chain gaming, or you want to go into on-chain gaming, then Dojo is the tool you need to look at for building on-chain gaming. Yeah, so this is ELIZA's what they call the name, repo. And ELIZA is robust. So they already even have pre-built environment for you if you want to just, and then they have the one that if you want to build it from scratch or using ELIZA, so you can use it. So ELIZA has gone through a lot of changes, like from when I started interacting with it late last year to now. Like it's now more robust. So if you go through this, you'll see how to integrate AI agents to the blockchain, and they support Starknet, the Starknet ecosystem. So you can see how it works, and you can read the docs if you're interested in working with AI. And trust me, I would encourage everyone to actually be interested in doing this, like AI blockchain, because I mean it's hot cake now. Almost every protocol is looking for how to, especially looking for developers that can build AI agents that work with the blockchain. So you need it's a skill, it's a valuable skill to have, very valuable skill to have. So you shouldn't sleep on it. You should know what it's all about and even interact with it. There are a lot of YouTube videos that you can use to see the integration and interaction with ELIZA and the blockchain, or even how to use the ELIZA framework. So yeah, that's it for the tools. That's it for all the tools needed to build on this thing, on Starknet. Yeah, so basically I've covered everything that is on my slide. So yeah, so this is like a workflow guide. First things, you have to install Scarb, Starknet Foundry, and have your VS Code, install the Cairo extension, and then from there you can start writing your code and building. So this brings the end of my presentation and my run through. Hope it wasn't too boring because things like this can be very boring. And yeah, for further reading, you can go to their Starknet's website. Definitely go to their Starknet website, and then also for you to, if you want to start getting your hands dirty on Cairo book before you're properly introduced to it, for those that haven't started, then you can actually check out Cairo book and then Starknet book as well. So yeah, so any questions, any clarity, before we call it a day.